first colour is the colour of the sea above or behind the wave. It's a sea green, a bluey green, and it's this whole area here. And we're just going to mix one colour for that, quite a dark bluey greeny sea colour for that whole area. I'll do that first. So put some water in your palette. I'm just going to move that out of the way in case paint gets onto it. Water in first. Here is the phthalo blue. I might have said Prussian blue before, but anyway, I'm using phthalo blue. Make it nice and dark. Add a little bit of lemon yellow to it to make it go more of a sea green colour. The next colour is the colour underneath the wave, or the wall of the wave, which is more of a greeny blue. I'm going to use the same colour again, the phthalo blue. I'm just adding some water, some phthalo blue, make it nice and dark, and I'm going to add some, this time, cadmium yellow to make it go quite a nice greeny blue colour for under the wave. Is to wet the whole page. I'm using a nice big brush. Let me just show you the size of the brush compared to my finger. And you can use a smaller brush, it just takes longer. Okay, so if you don't have a big brush, use a smaller brush. Or you could use a mop brush. And I'm wetting the whole page with water. Page. I'm doing it at an angle, and now the reason for that is because what will happen is that as I wet it, it's going to run down to the bottom, to show it to you, and make a big drip at the bottom. You can see that drip along here. And I'm going to now take it with my brush and take that drip off. That means that I should get a really, it should now, I'll have a nice even layer of water all over my paper, but let it run down to the bottom, take the drip off, and you won't have any puddles on your page. If you do it flat at the beginning, you'll get puddles forming around here, and the salt won't work very well. Right, next stage. It's run down, and I'm going to come in and paint the shape, the sea behind the splashes. So I'm just going to try and show that to you at the same time. Here we have got the splashes here, whoops, the splashes here, and I'm coming in. I'll put it a slightly less of an angle, it's running down a bit too much. And I'm painting up to where the splashes are on the top of the picture behind the, and I'm just dotting it in, can you see? Just trying to create the shape of the splashes. There's a big bit here. Now some bits you want to paint over the splashes a little bit, because we're going to use the salt to get the light splatters. But don't paint over the very, very white. Oops, let me show you. I'm not showing you that bit. Don't paint over the middle of the white bits. Just kind of the edges. You'll see how it works. So I'm just going to come along a bit darker there. We will come again after with another layer when we do the masking fluid. Now you have to work quite fast, so I can't talk too long on this bit. I'm just using table salt And I'm just sprinkling it, I don't know if you can see, if you can, on the areas where above the wave, on the bits where you can see the fine splatter or the splash that's been pushed up by the... I'm going to put some little tiny bits just here. I don't want to get it on the wave, maybe a little bit here maybe. So yeah, I want it on the wave, but not the wall of the wave. A little bit on the edge, bits here, just a little bit there. A bit more splatter there. A bit more splatter on this bit. If it's too wet, it's not going to work. So you have to wait for it to dry a bit longer. If it's too dry, if you've taken too long with the initial wash, it will dry out, and when you put the salt on, it won't have any effect. I'm also going to use a little bit of tissue paper because I want to get a bit of a highlight just here. I missed out. And I want to get some little bits here that I missed out. I want a bit there. What else do I want? I want a bit there. Just want to create the shape of the wave. Don't do too much of this. I want to pick out a bit there and a bit there. So we want to try to get the feeling of the, and a bit there. Where else? Some stronger bits there maybe. And I don't know if you can see from this picture, as if by magic, the salt is starting to make the splash. And I'm going to get a bit more there off, a bit more there, a bit more there. I think it's about right now. And then now I just brush off that salt with my fingers.